Welcome to Boards of Valor. I'm Elizabeth, and I just feel like yapping, so I'm gonna film. If you notice, I look the same as another video. It's because I filmed them back to back, because that's how my attention span works. I have mentioned, I don't know if I filmed this before, but we're gonna talk about it just in case I haven't. I'm using Whispering Spirits, so it's not like a perfect example of the devil card, but apparently the real devil card is very scandalous to the YouTubes, so we're gonna do our best with this. And if you, I sell 4th of July nails, so that's the giveaway that these were filmed back to back. Anyway, so I am obsessed with comparing the devil card to Plato's cave allegory. So if you don't know what that is, my gist of it, synopsis, as I understand it, it is a commentary on education. And so there are people in a cave and they're chained up and they're watching shadows because there's fire behind them. So they're watching shadows on the wall. And what they see in the shadows is what they think the real thing is. So if they see a horse walks by behind them and creates a shadow, they think that shadow is the horse because they hear people talking and describing the things. And so their perception is skewed because they're viewing shadows that are being projected onto a wall, not the real thing. And so one of the chained humans realizes, oh, these chains aren't actually keeping me captive. I can release them. Which this imagery does not show because we have like little puppets. But in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, we have chains on the figures from the lovers that we can take off. So one person takes off their chains and they see the fire. They see the manipulation. I think there are people possibly like puppeteering what is shown to the people. It's been a while since I read the original text, but like there is you're being taught a certain thing that isn't reality. It's like slightly removed from reality, which again can go into like every teacher has a slight bias in how they will teach again. And that could even be as something as simple as like their learning style that they lean towards is how they're going to teach, and that's not your learning style, so it corrupts your learning experience in some sense, shape, or form, because there's human error in everything, and just like little nuances and like that. It could be a commentary on that. Obviously it can expand to things that are a lot more bigger and more controversial, but for the sense of explanation, I'm keeping it super tiny and relatable. So this one person sees the manipulation, sees the fire, sees people showing it, and like traditionally we have the devil and he's holding the torch down, and so I think that's very like literally like the flame that's being manipulated by someone to cast a certain perspective being highlighted. And so this person then leaves. This person has been living in shadows. So when they leave the cave, the sunlight is excruciating because they've never seen light before. And so it's very painful for a while until they get used to it. And when they get used to it, all of a sudden, it is the miracle of nature. They feel grass under their feet for the first time. They can touch grass. They can see the sky, they see water, they see trees, they see all of the beauty that nature holds. And they're just like, everyone is missing this, and it is beautiful and amazing, and it's just outside. And so our person goes back to tell everyone, like, hey, follow me. There's really cool stuff up there. It's gonna hurt for a minute, but then it's gonna be amazing. And everyone thinks that this person is batshit crazy, and they don't listen. And so whenever I pull this card, even if it doesn't look traditional, it makes me think of how our lovers are kind of stuck in some kind of mindset. Sometimes it is a vice, but like it's about being very stuck, and that you have the power to get yourself unstuck, but it is very hard because you see that stuckness as reality. You think anyone trying to take off your chains and lead you away from it is crazy, but you can take off your chains and you can find enlightenment outside of the cave, but it's so hard and it kind of hurts in the process. And at the same time, it is also telling you that sometimes you can't tell other people that. Like, they're so there that, like, they're stuck there, and you can do your best, and that's all you can do. And you have to let them make their own choices. Like, those people can choose to stay in the cave if they want to. And so that is essentially, no matter what the devil card, like the Brady Tarot, it's like a really cool evolutionary depiction of like prehistoric skeleton heads to like modern day, and it's like awesome, but it like very much does not invoke Plato's cave allegory in the imagery, but I will still talk about it because anytime the devil card comes up, this is like one of those cards that like I've hyper fixated this story to. There's a few cards that I have this with. This is one. Temperance always gives me like I do that every time I see temperance. So there's like a weird connection with like calm or needing to calm or just like taking a breath, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. That hits me for temperance most of the time. Like I want to say like maybe once or twice that wasn't like an initial reaction, but like 95% of the time it is. With Mariana's course, the Archetypal Tarot School, Mariana Lewis, I talk about her book all the time, so that's why I'm like, you know her, this girl. But her course connects the cards to, I don't know if the book does, I haven't gotten there yet. She has a lot of stories that she connects the cards to, and one that I 1,000% connect with is Thecla and strength. So now every time strength comes up or I see a lion anywhere, I think of that story. And I had Megan Waterson, I want to say recently, but it might not be recently anymore, has a book, and I have it somewhere, and it's like on my like I want to read sooner than later list. And so yeah, that is one. I don't know her story as well. Like I can tell my little gist of the devil in a thing, but when I talk about Thecla's story, I feel like reading the book will help me with that because it feels very disjointed and like I'm missing details. But I always tell people like look this up because I think it's important. And so I just love that. So like if you have a card that like connects to something that's like feels very personal, but like other people can get it too, let me know, because I like that's one of my favorite things about like different people, different styles, and different like connections to cards. That's why I like to talk about it, because like this is like one of my favorite things is when this come up, like this is my fun little story time where you get to learn about something that probably was taught to you in a really boring way, because a lot of it is very boring, but you can make it fun if you explain it like you're talking to your friends. And I think a lot of philosophy is not always taught like that, and it could be made a lot more interesting if it was. And I think a lot of people are doing that now with history. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts that do that, and it's a really cool way to open people up to topics that they wouldn't normally go to, because we're making it more digestible, not making it less intellectual though. I think that's cool. That's a cool thing that's happening. But yeah, that's my story. Let me know if you have any. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.